Hello there. Let me start by introducing myself. My name is Farhan. I'm based in London and I'm working as a marketing partner of Igniter100, the company which I'm going to present you today. So Igniter100 is a British company registered in England and they are based in London. You can see the office on your screen and the rest of the details, the contact details and where they are based, what's their registration number and everything. Now, what does Igniter100 do? Igniter100 is a crowdfunding company that provides funds for startup businesses in fintech sector, not the traditional businesses, only in fintech sector. And they don't just provide funds to them, they also provide them environment to grow as well. Now, Igniter100 is a member of London Chamber of Commerce and Industry, which is the largest business network in UK, and they also provide professional services. Garfield Smith are their lawyers, and DLT Company, they provide them technical consultancy. Amazon Web Service is providing Igniter100 the cloud computing platform, and Startup Funding Club is an FCA regulated body. Igniter100 is a member of Startup Funding Club. They are the experts when it comes to startup companies, whether in fintech sector or any other sector. Startup Funding Club is considered to be the experts of this industry. Now, Onfido is a company that does KYC for Igniter100's clients and investors. Now, this is very important that who is behind this company. The four gentlemen you see on the top, Mr. Florian Kruger and Mr. Abdul Rahman Sandhu are the company directors, and Oliver Marks and Omar Fogladini are the business development directors. Mr. Florian Kruger's background is from banking. He was a project manager for Deutsche Bank for 15 years. He's based in London. Mr. Abdul Rahman Sandhu, he is an FCCA certified accountant running his own accountancy firm for last more than 10 years. He's also based in London. Oliver Marks, he is the person who actually provide business strategies to very mature firms. He has worked with HP, he has worked with Sony Entertainment as well, and he was the person who designed and developed Sony PlayStation 2. Mr. Omar, he is a blockchain and a block DAG expert. The rest of the people, they are working as admin for support for web designing and project management. Now, what's the model of Igniter100? Very simple and very basic. Igniter100 is a funding tool that provides funds to fintech startup companies, which is categorized into two, external projects and internal projects. External projects are those projects which are not fully owned by Igniter100. They are someone else's ideas and they are developing and they are forming the company. They're going to grow the business. They're going to do the market and to capture the market and everything. But Igniter100 has provided them some funds to start and also the environment to grow as well. And when we talk about internal projects, the ideas that belongs to Igniter100, they are their own projects. They are developing these projects and they are responsible of running and making these projects huge. The 100% equity is owned by Igniter100. These are the internal projects. So Igniter100 has funded nearly 100 projects so far. Most of them are based in UK. Some of them are based in Western Europe, and some have already launched in the market. They are generating revenue and they are active projects. Now we have a massive list of external projects, which we cannot put everything on the screen at once. So I'm going to go through some of the projects only to give you an idea that what kind of technology they are funding. Now 3D Me is an app under development. I've given the website link so you can visit the website and you can read more about it. 3D Me is basically an online fitting room to buy your clothes online. This app is going to create a 3D avatar of you, and whenever you will shop clothes online, you can actually see yourself wearing those clothes. FingoPay is another very interesting project, external project, and it's not launched yet, but it has passed many phases of development. It's a new payment system to be introduced in UK very soon. And what it does, basically, you don't need cash or you don't need credit or debit cards or any other sort of payment method to buy your stuff or to do shopping. or to pay for anything, you're just going to scan your finger and your payment is done. Hitachi, the electronics company, we all know about Hitachi. They have bought 40% of equity of FingerPay, and they are the major stakeholders. To my best knowledge, next year they're going to start setting up their terminals, and very soon this project will be operational. Now they're not launched yet, but they already have built a huge portfolio of clients. For example, National Health Service of UK, all the parking lots of NHS, they have signed contract with FingerPay. Some of the universities in UK, they have signed contract, plus some superstores as well. Vital is another live project. It's running, it's generating revenue, and you can see the website, read more about it. It's a very interesting project related to health sector, but having some innovation in it. So they provide you personalized vitamins. When you order your vitamins through Vital, they do your DNA test or your blood test, and they prescribe you, or they actually provide you personalized vitamins best suitable for your body. Polysolar is another running project available in the market, and they make solar panels, not the usual solar panels. It's a glass solar panel, so you can install it in your doors and windows. They'll act as a glass. At the same time, they're going to produce energy. Now let's move on to the internal project, because this is very important. 6 projects are mentioned in this presentation, but Igniter100 has more internal projects even apart from these 6. For example, cryptoshop.co.uk, it's a live project, it's running, it's Igniter's 100 project. They sell 6 major cryptocurrencies. Now, why it's important to know about internal projects, because this is the area where Igniter100 will be generating most of their revenue. Because when we talk about external projects, they are not fully owned by Igniter100, but internal projects are fully owned by Igniter100. So let's start with Practice PA. It's a live project. It was operational a few months ago and still running very successfully. practicepa.co.uk is the website. It's a cloud-based accountancy software for professional accountants, and this software is going to have 16 services in it. Now, as you can see on the screen, that we are saying that it's expected to gain a net worth of £50 million in next 1 year. Where does this figure comes from? So I'm going to do a little comparison of another cloud-based accountancy software company called Xero, and then I'm going to explain to you a little bit that where these figures are coming from. So Xero is already running in the market for last almost 10 years. The share price has gone nearly up to $61, and the net worth of Xero is $2.5 billion at the moment, $2.5 billion. Now, Xero is providing one service, and still they have managed to grow in the market that big. Practice PA is going to have the same service which Xero has, plus we're going to have 15 added services. So we have a bigger room to grow. We have more opportunities. Practice PA is definitely going to take over Xero. Why? Because when professional accountants are going to get a software where they can get 16 services at the same time, instead of going to one company, buying one service from here, and then going to another company, buying another service from there. So it's going to be much easier for professional accountants to manage their work with Practice PA. That's why according to the net worth of Xero, we can actually assume and predict that Practice PA is going to grow bigger than Xero. Now, urent, another live project, it was launched recently. urent.co.uk is the website. This project is related to UK's rental market, and we are working with UK's largest property giants, which are Zoopla and Rightmove. Now, even though they are largest property giants in UK, but Zoopla and Rightmove are not cost effective for everyone. Yes, they are cost effective for the property agents with huge property portfolio, let's say hundreds of properties. That's cost effective. But when we talk about individuals, landlords, who has maybe one property or 2 or 3 properties, and if we talk about the small high street property agents, having a portfolio of maybe 10 properties or 5 properties or 7 properties, they cannot afford Zoopla. That's why URent is here. URent comes in the picture, and we offer very competitive prices to list their property. And our slogan is that we're going to list your property in a very competitive price on Zoopla and Rightmove. So they are working on leverage. Your property at the end of the day is going to be listed on Zoopla and Rightmove and prime location, but you will be paying a lot less than these companies. Now, Zoopla and Rightmove, they are a fintech project. They are not the property agents. This is a platform that brings property agents and customers together, landlords and tenants together. I'll give you an example of eBay. eBay do not sell their own products. They bring buyers and sellers together on one platform. That's what Zoopla is doing. And if you see in the pictures on the image on the left hand side, that Zoopla's net worth is 919 million, so nearly £1 billion, and the share price of £489, and Rightmove has a share price of £534. So UK's property market is very huge, and there is a lot chance to grow bigger, because URent is the first company working on this concept. We don't have a competitor at the moment. There's another company based on the same concept, on the same model, but they are dealing in buying and selling of properties, but we are into rental market. That's why we are not going to take that company as our competitors. Now, Master Index is a very, very important project. Before I tell you about Master Index, let me give you a little bit information about a gentleman called Mr. Gareth Parker. Now, Gareth Parker is the founder and CEO of Mortgage Benchmark. That's the company developing and designing indices. FTSE series is a very famous series which has been designed by Mr. Gareth Parker himself. Now, you can see the share price of FTSE 100 is 7,400, and the share price of FTSE 250 index is nearly £20,000. All this series, FTSE 100, FTSE 250, Russell, FTSE All World, FTSE for Good, this series is owned by London Stock Exchange, and Mr. Gareth Parker was the person who designed this series. Now, why I'm explaining you about FTSE 100 and FTSE 250 and other indices, because the same person, Mr. Gareth Parker, has designed and developed an index for Igniter100, which is called Master Index, and we call it a hybrid model. Why? Because on the same platform, the traders will be able to trade stock shares, commodities, bonds, fiat currencies, and cryptocurrencies as well. Now, this project has not been launched yet. It's been developed, it's been designed, it's ready. The licensing and everything has been done. Okay, but it's expected to launch somewhere around this year, maybe close to the end of this year. And before launching, its valuation has come as £10 million. Why? Because we call Mr. Gareth Parker a superhero when it comes to the index development. And because of his face value, Igniter100's project has already gained a value of £10 million. Now, Igniter Pay, now we know in Western world, e-banking is becoming very popular, and the e-banks are growing rapidly. High street banks, they have started shutting down their branches. Why? Because most of the business is coming online anyway, and they cannot keep up with the cost and the expenses of keeping a branch. Now, in this race, the race of e-banks, which is a very new thing in Western Europe and in all of the world, maybe few years, this product is not very old. Maybe a few years back, the concept of e-banking was given to the world. Igniter100 is also a part of it. They have developed an e-bank called Igniter Pay, and it's been contracted by MasterCard. So the customers of Igniter Pay are going to have a master debit card, and they're going to provide the services both to individuals and businesses. Now, just to give you an idea that how big an e-bank can be. Rewallet is a very good e-bank based in Europe. It's been nearly 3 years Rewallet is operational in the market. And the net worth of Rewallet has gone over $1.7 billion. Now, N26, another e-bank, it has just taken over Rewallet with a net worth of $2.7 billion. Now, you can imagine that it's still a new industry. The e-banking is still a new industry. And again, we have a very huge room, a huge space to grow in this industry. Crypto Change, one of my favorite projects. Crypto Change is an exchange which Igniter100 is developing. It's going to be the world's first exchange that is registered with FCA. This exchange is registered in Jersey, the territory of UK, and is being registered and regulated by Financial Conduct Authority of Jersey as well. Now, again, we call it a hybrid model. Why? Because this is going to be the first exchange where crypto traders will be able to trade their cryptocurrencies, their altcoins, directly against fiat currencies. They don't have to take a long route or a long channel of selling their altcoins into BTC and then moving their BTC to the selling platforms and then cashing their BTCs to get some money into their pocket. No, altcoins will be directly traded against the local fiat currency. And Igniter MTF is going to be a very huge platform. This is going to be the first MTF platform from UK. The development has already been started, but because it's a very huge platform, it's not an easy project. So it's going to take around 2 years to be ready. But once it's ready, then we are expecting to have a net worth of £5 billion for this platform within their first 2 years of operations. Now, it's another hybrid model because traders will have the facility to trade shares, stock shares, commodities, assets, bonds, cryptos, and indices on the same platform. Euronext, I have given some information about Euronext, which is another MTF platform based in Europe, just to provide you or give you an idea that how big an MTF can actually grow. So if you read through this article that Euronext market capitalization is 3.6 trillion euros and the share value, one share, is more than 66 euros. Now, these are some of the internal projects which Igniter100 has and they are working on. There are a few more projects as well which are in the pipeline, and by the time they'll get into the development phases and they'll start developing, we'll be having more information about it. There's another project called MCM, which is multi-chain money. It's going to be a very huge platform, which will have information about MCM very soon, and they're going to be the competitors of Ethereum and EOS. It's not going to be a cryptocurrency. It's going to be a platform having their own cryptocurrency. Now, Igniter100 was started 2 years ago. And then they started funding external projects in fintech sector. Then they started developing their own projects, and they have come up to the level where they have a good existence or a good repute in the market. And they have decided to go or to list their company in London Stock Exchange. Now, one of the requirements to list any company in London Stock Exchange is that at least 25% of the equity should be held by general public. We need to understand one thing here, that how London Stock Exchange or any other stock exchange in the world, how they makes their profit or how they earn. They don't really care that if any company is in profit or if any company is making losses. All they need to make sure that company has enough shareholders so they can keep on trading their shares, keep on doing buying, keep on doing selling transactions, and on every single transaction, exchange makes their commission. They have a transaction fee. That's how they make money. That's why, to make sure that any company has enough shareholders, their requirement is that the company should give minimum 25% to the general public. That's what Igniter100 is doing at the moment. So they have opened their equity for general public. minimum 25%, maximum up to 49%. It's going to be the company's decision that what percentage they want to sell. And 21% they have reserved for angel investors, and rest of the equity is going to be owned by Igniter100's ownership. Now, last year when they started selling their equity, the price for one equity token was only 1 pence. And today, it's 19th of July 2019, their equity price has gone up to 1857 pence. So nearly 19 pence, we can say. Igniter100's equity tokens are backed up by their projects. The price is determined by the performance of the company, the sales of the company, the sales of the equity, and the assets of the company as well. That's how stock shares works. And when they're gonna list in London Stock Exchange, the expected rise in the price is £6 to £8. Now they can, after selling for 25% of the equity in general public, and by launching a couple of maybe more projects, they can actually go into London Stock Exchange because they fulfill the criteria. But £6 or £8 is the target which they are working on. So if they get listed in London Stock Exchange, let's say after selling 25% equity and with the current projects, the price is not going to be that high in stock exchange. So they are working towards £6 to £8, and according to their current pace, they are expecting to hit this price by before January 2021, which is going to be the next end of next year when they go live in London Stock Exchange. Now, by that time, 70% of their 49% equity will be sold. And at the moment, while I'm making this video, they have already sold more than 10% of their equity. Now, unlike most of the companies, Igniter100 do allow you to sell your equity back to the company even before they are listed in stock exchange. But it's going to be according to a limit, which is 0.5% every day according to how much you have bought or how much you have funded. Now let's talk about how much you can start with and maximum how much you can go up to. You can start with as little as £100, and you're going to get the equity tokens according to the current price. And then you can move up to £250, and it maximum goes up to £5,000. When you buy your equity, it comes with some benefits. Company is going to provide you whichever package you go for. Company is going to pay you dividend twice a year, but it's going to cover the whole year. So for example, if they are paying you dividend in June, that's going to be for January to June, and then July to December. So you will get paid 2 times in a year, but it will be for the throughout for the 12 months. And when you go for at least £500 package, then they give you 0.5% extra equity. For £1,000, they give you 1% extra equity. £2,500, 2% extra equity, and £5,000 is the best package you can actually have, because they not only give you 3% extra equity, but also provide you a special bonus called Presidential Club Member Bonus on daily basis. How they are providing this bonus? So whatever sales they are generating through by selling their equity every day, they're going to take 2% out of from those sales, and they're going to distribute that through 2% among people who are holding the package of £5,000. It could be anything from 50p to £3, £4. It totally depends on the sales. There were some days when they paid less than £1, less than 50p. There were some days when they paid more than £10 as well. So as I said, completely depends on what kind of sale they are generating every day. Now, let me explain to you a little bit how equity tokens work. Equity tokens, they function as a traditional stock asset. So you can call them premature shares, because once the company is going to get listed in a stock exchange, then your one equity token will become 1 share. Now, this was the whole of the concept and the business model of Igniter100. I really want to thank you for taking some time out to watch this video. Thank you very much.